Welcome back to the Sound for More channel. It's Leo speaking. Today we are going to look at weights inside strokes. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe as it helps with growing the channel. Thank you very much. Okay, as always, we are inside the UM and we have an instance of strokes. So we are going to have a look at the weights which are here on the right hand side, and you have 4 weights A, B, C, D. As you can see, by default, you have also something which is enabled for each of the dial. You can see here on this one, and you double click, you can reset it, right? And I like to do that to have it right as default. And you can see also here, you have something as well. Indeed, these dials here are related to effectively the decay, and this one, the attack of the weight, okay? These are for the overall offset of the weight. This is to introduce delay, okay? And then up here you have weights which correspond to the left-hand side channel. So this dial here is weight that correspond to this channel number 1. The next one is weight which correspond to this channel number 2, and so on and so forth. And you also have weights as well here for channel 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. The way it works is that you can add positive or negative influence in terms of weight. And you can see that there is an arrow that is appearing, which means that the weight is propagated down and is added up all together. Okay. And the way that the weight occur is by the steps being played. So when a step is being played here, you will have this impact, in this case, positive of this magnitude, okay? So if you have another step here, when this one is played, then you have this weight here. And therefore, as you are playing through the steps, and if you are in this position, you get the weight only for this first channel number 1. When you are in this position, you get the weight for channel number 1 and channel number 2 added together. Okay. In terms of destination, well, it's very simple. It is established here in the voice modulation. Okay. So let's say, for example, that we create 4 steps like so. And we have something like that, where we have these this step here, which will be influenced by weights on second channel and first channel. This step here will not be influenced by any weights from the first 2 channel. And then this step here will be influenced only by weight on the second channel. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, let's reset this down to 0. We go to channel 3 now. We go to voices down here, and we set something that we can hear, like, for example, an analog bass. Okay, increase a little bit again so you can hear it better. Okay, perfect. Let's go back to the sequencer view. Now, so the bass is on channel number 3, so you need to activate the channel number 3 here. Okay, and let's say that we want to use the weights against the pitch. So the pitch is here. So what you need to do is change where it says here matrix A to one of the weights. So let's choose weight A, and then of course you have to establish also what's the amount of intensity of the pitch being altered by weight A. Okay, so let's play. Okay, that is what it sounds like. Now let's add some weight here on the first dial, which will occur only when these steps are played, okay? You can hear that this step here is different in terms of pitch, is higher, because at this step you have also the step here which is played on channel number 1, for which I added a weight. Okay, now let's decrease the weight. Let's go negative here on the second weight for channel number 2, and let's listen to what happens. So you hear this note, which is lower than, this note, which is lower than this one, because when it gets here, you have only the weight for this dial, which is negative, when you are on this step here, you have a positive weight from this dial here for this step. And for this step here, you have negative values. So the pitch here will be higher because of the addition of these two than here, which will be lower because you have only negative value coming from this dial here. And so on and so forth. Okay, you can also add some attack and decay here. So let's try. And you can hear I'm altering the sound because you have an attack, so it will make the pitch going up slower, and the same in terms of decay. Let me show you now the overall offset. This is quite useful because when you have established all the different weights, you can just act on the offset just to change very quickly the baseline really of, in this case, the pitch, right? You can alter everything up or down. Okay. Of course, you can use different weights here on the voice modulation, and therefore you can, impact, reverb, decay, frequency, etc., etc. One of the things I also find quite interesting, let's say that, let's go back to the beginning here, and we set it to 1/4, like that. And then we go to channel 3 here on the voices. And instead of analog, let's choose a sampler. And let's choose something that perhaps is quite long as a sample, right? Like so, it's quite long. And let's increase the decay as well. And let's leave the gain to 4 dB for now. Let's go back to the sequencer. Now, instead of changing the pitch with weight A, so we double click here, we remove the amount. We go where it says start here, which is the start of playing the sample. We change that to weight A. And of course, we influence the start here up to, well, I set here actually, right, more or less in the middle, something like 50%, like so. So let's play. Actually removed the attack and decay because otherwise it will interfere with the different changes. But you can hear as he moves between different steps, it starts in different position because the weight is applied different to the start of the sample. Okay, let's try again. So you can hear that the sample is starting at different position. So for example, now you could apply to bit or sample rate reduction, etc., etc. And of course, you have 4 different weights, and you can create, another channel, another, for example, pattern, and other sounds, and you can apply weights as well. And of course, in conjunction with the metrics, with the shares, probability, etc., you can create amazing composition. Okay, I hope you enjoyed, and as always, see you next time. Bye.